In the first two videos that we made about how to focus with ADHD, we learned so many practical exercises that can help us laser focus on whatever we're doing. If you agree, give me a thumbs up. Whether it is our work, our studies, or that we're creating art, it doesn't matter. These exercises are proven to help with our focus. These are all great tips, but if you have a higher level goal, such as passing the MCAT or getting a degree in engineering, becoming an entrepreneur, or becoming a successful YouTuber like me, for example, or just simply becoming the best version of yourself, you need to take a more serious step towards gaining your focus. So if you're ready, grab a pen and paper, give this video a thumbs up, and let's understand some advanced techniques that can help anybody with ADHD to laser focus. Let's get started. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Seppi and I'm passionate about health, nutrition, weight loss, and living with ADHD. As someone who has personally lost over 50 pounds and understands the challenges of living with ADHD, I am so excited and passionate to share my experience and knowledge and tips with you guys to help you on your own health journey. My videos are all about providing practical, evidence-based information and strategies that you can implement into your daily life to improve your health, optimize your nutrition, manage your weight, and thrive with ADHD. The first one is biofeedback training, which is a mind-body technique. I'm sure you guys know that if you have stress and you have negative thoughts, your body physically literally changes. That means that your heart rate may increase, you may be breathing faster, your muscles might be tightened up, and so much more. So much happens on a deeper level that you might not even, immediately realize. Biofeedback training is something that can help you change these things. It can help you change the way your muscles feels and reduce tension throughout your body. You might even be able to lower your heart rate on cue. So biofeedback training is going to give you skills, new ways and things that you can learn how to control your body and mind and your muscles. Basically how biofeedback training works is that they'll put you in a nice room, it's quiet, they'll sit you on a couch that you could relax, and then they're going to connect these electrical pads to your fingers, your earlobes, and your heads, like this picture that I'm going to show you. This helps get information and signal from your body, like measuring your heart rate. And they also give you a visual on the screen of how your heart rate is doing. So you can actually see if it's beating faster or slower. Then they'll teach you some relaxation exercises at this point, for example, deep breathing or how to relax your muscles and relieve tensions. And maybe sometimes they teach you some visualization techniques depending on where you go. And then you could visually see when you're practicing these exercises, how your heart rate changes with all of these. As you keep repeating this and they teach you more exercises and you're able to see it visually, it can actually help you become more aware of your heartbeat and how you can connect to it. And the visual cues can actually help you ease into these practices. So if you struggle meditating when you're sitting in your room and you can't really focus on your breath or your heart rate, then this is something that can actually help you. The next thing I want to talk about is meditation. And the reason I purposely put meditation in the advanced video is because most people think, unfortunately, that meditation is one of the most basic things that they can try, but they couldn't be more wrong. It could be torturous for people with ADHD. And I want to talk about what should be your expectation and how you should ease your way into it. Before we can meditate, there are a few things we must be able to do before we even attempt to focus on our breath or something like that. We should be practicing sitting down with our eyes closed in a quiet room and just sitting there not meditating. It can be hard just doing that if you have ADHD, but this is a great habit to add into your lifestyle, even if it is for 2 minutes a day. I recommend adding this when you wake up or before going to bed. You could be sitting on your bed and just sitting there for 2 minutes, closing your eyes and breathing deeply. That's it. You don't have to meditate. This is where you start. Even if you can do this in the middle of the day, when we need a break from work or whatever we're doing during the day, if you could just sit down, close your eyes, and just be mindful of our breath for a second. Not even doing that, if you could just be quiet and just not be distracted by anything, just close your eyes and sit down, that would be amazing. One time in the morning, one time in the middle of the day, and one time before going to bed. This is a very good habit to add, and whoever that has ADHD, just by adding this little tip, has improved so much in terms of their attention and focus. So this is a great way for us to start with. B, we should be adding some kind of breath work to our routine. We have talked about breath work, Sukha Kriya, alternate nostril breathing in a different video, or military breathing. These 3 breathing exercises that I talked about are simple and are perfect for lowering your stress and anxiety and gaining back your focus. C, we need to practice Hatha Yoga. We need a flexible body and a spine in order to be able to sit unmoving for a while and meditate, right? So that's something that we need to practice. If you guys agree, give me a heart in the comments. Especially for us with ADHD, we might get fidgety or restless, so we need to prepare our body physically before meditation, or else we'll be just sitting there very uncomfortable with our body and we can't really focus on anything. I talked about Hatha Yoga in my previous videos and the difference of how they teach it in the East and the West. There's a difference. How Hatha Yoga is taught in the East is the way that they combine physical movement with breath work and mindfulness. So if you actually learn it the way they teach it, you could actually kill 3 birds with a stone, right? You could practice 30 minutes of Hatha Yoga and everything else combined instead of worrying about adding each of these practices separately, like doing breath work separately, doing mindfulness separately, and yoga separately. If you can actually combine them together and learn it the Eastern way, you will be combining all of that plus the yoga poses, which is pretty cool. And you can just do that daily and don't worry about everything else. I will leave a link of where me and all of my friends and family have learned Hatha Yoga from in the description. And I hope you guys can give it a try. Once you've done these practices like Hatha Yoga, mindfulness, and breath works for at least 8 to 10 months, then you're ready to meditate. When you sit for meditation, you're aware of your breath, your thoughts, and your senses because you work so hard to get there. Your eyes are closed, you're focused at one point, usually between your eyebrows, and your eyeballs are not moving, so you're very focused. If you can hold this for a couple of seconds, then you're meditating. So that should be your expectation. You can keep trying to keep your focus on one point while your eyes are closed, and the more you practice this, the longer you will be able to meditate, and it's going to actually feel pretty cool. There's so many levels to meditation, and I'm not an expert or worthy of speaking about this subject in this video. But if you want to dive into this deeper, you can actually try Isha Foundation. They can get you started on this journey. They have introductory course that's called Inner Engineering that you can take online or in person if they are offering it in your city. And they can help you become more meditative and learn everything from the basic and from the first step and kind of take you higher. Next, I want to talk about some activities and exercises we can do every day that can help us become more meditative and focused. Neuroimaging studies has shown that it's harder for people with ADHD to maintain their attention on something they're not interested in and we don't like doing. This is actually due to an imbalance in dopamine regulation, which we've talked about in other videos, and I don't want to get into that right now. But first, let's talk about some of the activities that we could do to help us become more focused. Let's talk about something like puzzle solving. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but cooking, dancing, creating art, coloring, pottery, or even intense exercising at the gym, all of these can actually become very meditative. If you do these exercises with an intention of losing yourself in it and just become 100% focused on that, it can help you practice getting into a state that is called flow state. A flow state is the state that we want to be able to easily glide into if we want to do big things with our life and achieve our goals. Getting into this state is like a muscle, and the more we train it, the easier it gets. Now, how do we do it? Step 1, minimizing distractions. Clean your desk and your environment from all distractions. The more minimalistic your desk and the less clutter there is in your room, the faster and easier you will get into the flow state. Turn off all notifications on your desktop, your phone. Put your phone in another room if you can. If music helps you, you can play it in the background. But if you're easily distracted by noise, you can wear actually noise canceling headphones, which really does help. Step 2, practice breathing exercises before you start your work. I know we talked about it earlier in this video, but I wanted to mention it again because it is so important to reduce your stress and bring clarity to your mind. We've talked about two main breath exercises in the first videos in the focus series. It was called the military exercises. And if I'm not wrong, we talked about the yogic breath exercises. So these are really important. You can see these exercises from minute 6:18 to 9:43 if you want to skip through that and just gonna watch the breath work. If you practice about 10 to 15 minutes or even 2 minutes before your work, you could see a massive difference and how much easier you can get into that flow state. It is crazy and mind-blowing. I coach people with ADHD every single day, and they always tell me about how these exercises have helped them improve their focus and just kind of get some mental clarity. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys in this video too, and I want to hear your stories. So if you have a comment, if you've tried them, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. Step 3 to get into the flow state is to start working for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. You can put an alarm so it rings after 25 minutes. During this 5 minutes, we don't want to be scrolling through our phones or talking to people. I usually like to make a snack, or maybe you could close your eyes. If I'm tired, I'd like to lay down on the floor and do a body scan and go through the 61 points of my body. I'm going to post a picture on the screen for you guys. You can take a screenshot. You could go through all of these points one by one. There are videos that can walk you through it, and you can let go of the stress and tension at each point. It will make you so much more relaxed afterwards, and it's going to feel like you just took a nap. Taking small breaks when we're working and paying attention to our breath and where we're holding tension and stress, it might be a little weird or annoying in the beginning, but after a while you will notice a huge difference, and I promise you won't be able to work without doing these practices in the middle or in the morning. You know you're in the flow state when you're fully engaged and focused on whatever you're working on with almost no distraction. When I'm in that state, sometimes I forget to eat, drink, or I don't even realize when my husband's talking to me sometimes when I'm working. You feel very creative, very in control, and everything comes to you very effortlessly, and whatever you're doing, it feels really rewarding and fun. The more you do these practices, the more of a change and transformation you will notice on how you're able to focus initially and keep your focus on whatever you put your mind into. It makes a huge difference, especially if you're doing some kind of an intense degree. Maybe you're passing the MCAT as we talked about, or you're passing some hardcore engineering courses, or you're an entrepreneur and you should be at your 100% all the time. All of these practices that we talked about in all the 3 videos are going to help make a massive difference on how you can focus and keep your focus on the things that you want to do. As people with ADHD, I know that not being able to focus on the things that we want to do in life and keep our focus there, it is a huge limitation for us. And it breaks my heart because I struggle daily, and I have been for many years. And all I can tell you that it can all get better if we add these little tips and tricks to our lives slowly but surely. There's nothing that can stop you from reaching your goals. It doesn't matter when, but if you apply these practical tools that are available, I promise at some point everything will come together. Don't forget to check the description box below for all the tips and tricks that we talked about. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to this channel, because nothing makes me happier than you doing that. Honestly, it makes me so motivated every time I wake up and I check my subscribers list and I see 1 or 2 or 10 has been added overnight. It makes me so happy. So make sure you do that for me. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next video. Love you all. Bye-bye.